Hey, fanatics and longtime fans of Chicago Soccer Talk with Collin. Oh boy, do I have some awesome news to talk about on this week's episode. Get ready for a masterful episode. I am so excited to talk about the Chicago Fire's most recent result and the Red Stars' solid performance against the San Diego Wave. I am really pumped to talk about finally the Fire just something well. Can't wait to talk about that. And can't wait to talk about the Red Stars' performance. Let's get into this week's action here on Chicago Soccer Talk with Collin. So we have two main matches to discuss. The Fire versus Inter Miami and the Red Stars versus the San Diego Wave. Normally, I believe I start with the Red Stars news usually first on the show. It just happens to be what I go with. But this week, we'll save them for the main event. First, we'll open with the Fire, because in all honesty, that's the more happy moment for me. Finally, something happened. Cannot wait to go into detail about the match. So, the Fire on the road took on Inter Miami. This is where the Fire needed to get on the board. We need to get some more points. In the Eastern Conference, we're the only side without a win going into this match. Came in with 2 points, of 2 draws. The Fire needed to make something happen. Our flame was still burnt out, unlit, nothing happening. The Fire needed to get this spark that could light the fandom's enthusiasm for the club, and the club as a whole, led by Ezra Hendrickson, and the roster, because the Fire have talent. We're now without talent. This isn't a D-League type team where there's one good player, the rest of the team are kind of from the minor leagues. This is a team that has skill with Zirin Shaqiri, Kai Kamara, Brian Gutierrez, and other young players and veterans as well. Kessler Bilsko. We do have talent. We just need to put it together during a 90-minute match, and maybe something can happen that is a positive result for the club. So on the road, we took on Miami. The Fire got off to a good start. That's what we're looking for. We need to get off to good starts to get on the board first against the opposing sides. First, we had a goal. That was a good, solid goal for the club. It was Chris Mueller. He scored his second goal in back-to-back matches. That's what I'm looking for. Consistency. So Chris Mueller off a good pass by Kessler Sabilsko. So he had a good opportunity. They kind of left the defense in the dust. Got past them. It was just Brian Gutierrez kind of in the wings. Chris Mueller and Kessler Sabilsko. And Sabilsko, off a good pass, managed to find Chris Mueller. Chris Mueller had a right-footed shot, upper left corner of the net, 1-0 Fire. That's what I'm talking about, baby. That's the kind of electric beginnings we're looking for. When you fall behind the match, that's not the way to win games in the MLS, or any league, to be honest. So, definitely deserves flag away for the 1-0 start. So Chris Mueller got us on the board. Then, later, the Fire took another lead when Miami's defense was caught napping. They were kind of standing around, lost, didn't know what to do. And Carlos Turan scored a brilliant goal to get us a 2-0 lead. Yeah, baby. Finally, good job. Having a lead, more than one goal. That's what I'm talking about. The defense had not been challenged yet. Chris Brady had not been challenged, but the Fire's offense took advantage, getting 2 goals on the board fast. Then later, the Fire, at almost at halftime, it was about to be half, let a goal go in that should not have happened. Big mistake. So they had a goal by Miami, making it a 2-1 game at half, which is okay. 2-1 is not bad. At least we had the lead still. And then later on, The Fire let it slip away. We were on fire. We were igniting the road crowd. People were going crazy at home because I don't think there's a lot of Fire fans at Inter Miami's stadium because why would there be? But back home, definitely the Chicago faithful were cheering because the Fire had a 2-1 lead late. But in the 75th minute, it went away. When a big mistake got past Chris Brady, Miami's offensive player scored it to be a 2-2 game. At that point, most people logically could have thought, okay, the Fire failed. We'll escape with a draw or maybe a loss if things don't go the way like they usually do. But at least the Fire make escape with 1 point better than 0. But then the Fire, hopes and prayers came to life. One of the best goals in late game opportunities I've seen in a while. So Kai Kamara, the new player who we signed, he's been on 9 different MLS clubs before the Chicago Fire. Longtime veteran, one of the best scorers in league history. Destroyed Miami's hopes. He made the Miami crowd explode in utter disbelief. Kai Kamara shot the fans in the back with this goal, electrifying the Chicago faithful at home. So Brian Gutierrez, one of my favorite players on the team, brilliant pass. It was a slow-footed, kind of slight pass to the left. So kicked kind of slow, but the positioning was fantastic. It managed to catch Kai Kamara mid-stride. He took advantage. Kai Kamara passed the goalkeeper. 3-2 victory for the Fire. First win of the year. And I did not get to watch the game, sadly, because I was at work. But when I found out the result, I was so happy. Finally, we got a win. Finally, not butt of MLS jokes. People, oh boy, did the Fire stink. We finally got a goal and a win. So Fire, first win of the season. I don't remember where we are in the standings. I did not look before recording. We might still be in last in the Eastern Conference. I don't believe so, because we did have the 2 points from the draws and now the wins. We have 5 points on the season. But I have to double check after this to see where the club stands. Hopefully not last. I don't think so, though. Because there's some teams that only have like a win, no draws, or 1 win draw, so we might not be last. And the Fire won. Great thing to talk about. Good performances by Kai Kamara, Chris Mueller, Crossround's goal. If you're going with man of the match, I gotta give it to Kai Kamara. Game-winning goal. Fantastic one. Easily man of the match. He played well overall, too. But this was what I was looking for. This was the explosion, the offensive firepower that I was looking for as a fan. Hopefully it continues against DC United next week. Hopefully it's not just a one-off and the team stinks. Hopefully we can take advantage, get some more consistency, get this performance to help the fans cheer on the club, get the locker room really positive, the players in a good, consistent mood that can help them continue to put these type of performances together for future wins and good, solid draws as well. But I'm very happy for the performance. Second man of the match, I would have to go to some 3 stars. Kai Kamara 1, Chris Mueller 2. His goal and consistency from last week, for me, puts him 2. And then 3, definitely for the pass, Brian Gutierrez to reach Kai Kamara for the game winner. Goes for me. Chris Brady is the goal. He's been a little inconsistent so far. I know he's taking over for Gaga Savina, our brilliant goalie who left to join Chelsea. So it's a little bit learning curve. He needs to get a little bit more practice in, more time in the box. But so far, he's been a little inconsistent, but hasn't devastated the team because the team's actually scoring a decent amount of goals, unlike in the past. Like, for example, allowing 3 or 2 goals would have destroyed the team. It would have been like 3-0, 3-1. Oh, they lost. But we actually scoring 2-3 goals lately, so that's helped us kind of cover up the defensive efficiency so far, and Chris Brady, some of his key mistakes. But good job overall by the club. Looking forward to next week's home match against DC United. I'll be working, so I can't watch it again, but I'll be cheering from work and excited to watch highlights. And maybe if friends are going, they could tell me about the experience, how they looked against DC, who are not a very talented squad. So maybe could pick up a much needed home win to get the season in a good um, pattern, good experience for us. So that's all I have for the Fire. We picked up a win, and previewing DC United's match, we should pick up a W in my opinion, at least draw. And that's a good game to go to if you're in the Chicago area, or if you have time to watch Apple TV. Good match as well to tune into Wayne Rooney's side against Ezra Hendrickson's Fire. Who will win? Hopefully it's the Fire. We need that kind of W. We don't need one win and then 5 matches in a row without one. We need to put together and string together solid performances on the board. So now we're going to pivot to the Chicago Red Stars. It was their season opener against the San Diego Wave on the road. This was a good match. A lot of people in the league are like, the Wave are going to be the champions this season. The San Diego Wave are, so good, so talented, so brilliant, so skilled, with all the big names in soccer. Alex Morgan, Collin Sheridan, now Danny Calaprico, and more. The Wave are going to ride on that wave. They're going to surf it to the W in the season championship based on the fan base they have, which is huge so far in Snapdragon Stadium. The talented players they have, good coaching, good skill. The Wave are very talented and good side. I definitely could see them making some good experiences, performances this season. So the Red Stars took them on the road. And the Red Stars, I know their roster has been destroyed with people leaving. Most free agents in the league, now that they have the free agency is involved, most players have left. Most did not stay, which is a bummer. Kind of disappointing for me. I thought there were some players who would stay with the club, but I know based on scandal and what's going on, maybe they wanted to get a fresh start, which I guess is needed for some of the players. So the Red Stars started off really well, which I was looking forward to this season. Yuki Narasato, she's back after being on Racing Louisville. She comes back to the Red Stars, and she, in the 18th minute, scored the first goal of the NWSL season. First goal for the Red Stars, past Collin Sheridan and the Wave D. Great job by Yuki Narasato. After a few passes, defensive blocks, got to Yuki. She got past Sheridan. True strike, 1-0, Red Stars. I'm really happy to have her back because she is, one, veteran goal scorer, vast experience. Two, her experience brings much needed help for the younger players on the Red Stars. And three, she's just super fun to watch, one of my favorites in the league. So as a fan, I'm really excited about that. And then we have later the Red Stars try to keep it at bay, keep the Wave from taking advantage. But sadly, the Wave do tie it up when there is a really good goal scoring opportunity. And the player on the Wave, Ali, she scores it 1-1. Later, the Red Stars fall behind when another lawn kick from the back. So this one was, the D didn't get there in time. She had a great opportunity for the Wave's player. Unguarded, alone. She scores 2-1 Wave. This cannot happen. The Red Stars got to take advantage, figure out how to have the defense, guarding their man, or woman, I guess, and focus on positioning, zoning, who is needed at this point. Somebody definitely lost Amara in the scuffle. She managed to score, so 2-1 Wave. And later, at half, the Red Stars managed to get it in a 2-2 draw at that point when Mallory Swanson, or Mallory Pugh, scored a really good penalty kick. So Collin Sheridan, one of the best goalies in the league, she decided to, when Swanson kicked it, to go to the left, which actually was the right move. That's where Mallory Swanson was going with the ball. So she kicks it exactly where Swanson wanted it is where Sheridan went, but Sheridan was not able to pick it up correctly. It got past her, so 2-2 at half. Good job by the Red Stars. And, oh, I'm sorry. Just like last week, I don't know what's going on with allergies, but just like last week, it has been difficult to completely finish the episode without allergies acting up. But we're going to make it through. We're going to figure out how to complete this episode because I'm not restarting or editing. We're going through. So the Red Stars tied up. Great job by Mallory Pugh. Excellent opportunity. One of the best goal scorers in the league. She scored at 2-2. Then later on, the Red Stars needed to keep it, the score, to get a draw. Because if they drew with the Wave on the road, I'll take it. Great job. Didn't win, but road draw, take it any day. Good job, good performance overall. But then, the devastating news. The Red Stars, oh no. Big mistake. They allowed a penalty kick on themselves to happen. So in the 90th minute, penalty kick arose when Alex Morgan, one of the best players in all of soccer, was given the opportunity for the penalty kick. And Alex Morgan, listen there, one-on-one with Morgan, get it past Nair while she block it because she's one of the best goalies in the league as well. So one of the best players offensively, one of the best goalies, one-on-one. This is what you're looking for as a fan and soccer purist. But Alex Morgan kind of kicked it slow, to be honest. She had a slow footed shot, kind of rolling, kind of going on the grass a little bit slow, past us in there. Devastating loss. Kind of a buzzer beater loss. The Red Stars 2-2 draw. Went up in smoke. They couldn't handle it, and they lost 3-2. But solid performance overall. They actually at times outplayed the Wave, and it looked like maybe they could get the draw or even themselves pick up the W. But instead, the Wave, who were very talented, managed to get a great win for them to begin the season. And the Red Stars have to come back home at SeatGeek Stadium to figure out what went wrong and pick up a win, maybe a draw, to get on board. So the next game for the Red Stars is April 1st against Houston Dash at home opener for the Red Stars. This was a match I really wanted to go to, really excited about, hoping I could go to see the Dash, my second favorite team in the league. But I'm working, so I'm not going to be able to see them. But hopefully, if anyone is watching the match on TV or going to SeatGeek Stadium, let me know how it turns out. I really love the support comments from fans of Chicago Soccer Talk of Collin. Let me know. Let me know if you're going to either match, the Fire versus DC at home April 1st, or if you're going to see the Red Stars against Houston Dash April 1st as well. So both April 1st. I believe the Fire is at nighttime, prime time. Red Stars is early afternoon matches, is what I believe. So they should not intersect, should not be an issue if you're going to see either one or watching it on TV. Hopefully that's the case. If not, I know you can flip between channels, flip between Apple TV and Paramount Plus, if that's the route you're going to for watching both streaming networks for these games. So thank you so much for your support on Chicago Soccer Talk with Collin. Really enjoy making these YouTube videos, getting to talk about the Fire and Red Stars and fun, just chill format. It's really enjoyable. Love the feedback from everyone, and I really enjoy getting more in depth about the clubs and talking about the good, the bad, and ugly results for both. It's not always going to be pretty. It's not always going to be electric, exciting, joyous moments for either club. But even talking about that still has its pluses and minuses. And I can't wait to discuss the Fire's effort versus DC and Red Stars' effort versus Houston Dash. We'll We'll see if next time I can talk about 2 W's, 2 wins for them. That would be the best result overall. That's the most exciting. And see you next time. Stay safe. Let me know if you have any comments. Feel free to comment on my YouTube show. It's hard to talk with Collin. Thank you. See you next time. Have a good week. Peace out.